In the dimly lit corner of a bustling intergalactic tavern, Vrek, a seasoned assassin of the Black Hand Guild, sat nursing a dark, frothy drink. His mandibles clicked rhythmically, a habit he had developed over years of hunting in hostile environments. Across from him sat a jittery alien of the Grickna species, wide-eyed and desperate. "I need them dead," the Grickna whispered. "A human. They've interfered with things beyond their comprehension." Vrek's eyes narrowed, his mandibles stilling for a moment. "We don't kill humans." The Grickna flinched, disbelief etched on his face. "That's impossible. You're Black Hand. You kill anything for the right price." Vrek leaned back, a low, growling sound emanating from his throat. "Anything, except humans." The Grickna, confused and frustrated, sputtered, "Why?" "They're just—" Vrek cut him off with a sharp click of his mandibles. Just what? Mortals? Weak? Small? You don't know what you're asking." The Grickna slammed his fist on the table, causing nearby patrons to glance their way. "Then I'll find someone else." Vrek chuckled, a deep, throaty sound that carried more menace than mirth. "You can try. No one in the galaxy will take that contract. Not if they have any sense." The Grickna's voice trembled, anger fading into confusion. "Why? They can't be invincible. They're just humans." Vrek leaned forward, his tone dark and heavy with the weight of ancient history. "Humans aren't invincible. No, they bleed. They die. But killing one? It's not worth it. Not the consequences. You think you want one dead? Let me tell you why no one takes that job." The assassin downed his drink in one long gulp before setting the glass down with a loud thud. He glanced around to make sure no one else was listening too closely. "Have you ever heard of the Delpan Empire?" The Grickna nodded slowly. "Of course. They ruled half the galaxy before they fell mysteriously. No one knows how." Vrek's mandibles clicked again, a grim smile forming. "Oh, some of us know. We know all too well." He began his tale, his voice low but clear, cutting through the ambient noise of the bar. "Centuries ago, the Delpan Empire was expanding like a wildfire. No one could stop them. They conquered world after world, enslaving entire species, breaking armies as easily as snapping twigs. And then they set their sights on a small, unassuming system, the Sol system." The Grickna's eyes widened. "Earth?" Vrek nodded. "Back then, humanity was still primitive, only just beginning to explore their own star system. To the Delpan, they seemed like easy prey. A death world, sure, but the Delpan had conquered worse. They thought it would be over in days. It took them a month. That should have been the first sign. They fought back. Oh, they fought, but not like the others. Most species, when the Delpan came, were crushed into submission. But humans? They dug in, fought with every scrap of strength they had, even when they knew they were outmatched. They resisted, even as their cities burned, as their armies fell. They kept fighting." The Grickna frowned. "But the Delpan won, didn't they?" Vrek's eyes gleamed with dark amusement. "That's what they thought, too. They broke through the human defenses, enslaved their people, forced them into labor camps. But humans are patient. They don't break the way others do. They wait. They adapt. While the Delpan were busy with their other conquests, the humans were quietly building an army. Not with weapons, not with ships, but with minds." "Minds?" Vrek leaned in closer, his voice barely a whisper now. "Humans have this persistence. They bide their time, learn from their enemies. They studied Delpan technology, reverse-engineered it, perfected it, all under the noses of their captors. And when the time was right, they struck." The Grickna's breathing quickened. "What happened?" The Delpan never saw it coming. One day, the slaves rose up, not just on Earth, but across the Delpan-controlled worlds. Human-led insurrections swept through the Empire. Their war machine ground to a halt. It wasn't just brute force. They dismantled the Delpan from the inside, using the very technology that was supposed to control them. In less than 5 years, the Delpan Empire collapsed, and no species was willing to take on the humans again. The Grickna sat back, stunned. "But they're just one species. Why not?" Vrek raised a hand to silence him. "Because the Delpan weren't the only ones who underestimated them. After the fall, others tried too. The Vrek, the Murines, even the Zalker Consortium. They all failed. Miserably. Humans are unpredictable. You never know what they'll do next. And if you kill one, they'll find out. They always find out. And when they do, you'll wish you'd never been born. The Grikna's eyes darted nervously around the bar. So, what are you saying? They're untouchable? Vrek smiled darkly, finishing his story. I'm saying they're not worth the risk. No assassin, no mercenary, no killer with any sense will take a contract on a human. Because if you do, you're not just facing one. You're facing all of them. And they won't stop until you're dust. So, if you're smart, you'll drop this idea. Walk away. Because the only thing worse than fighting a human is making an enemy of them. The Grikna sat in stunned silence, absorbing the weight of the assassin's words. Vrek stood up, tossing a few credits on the table. Consider this a free lesson. Humans, we don't kill them. Not because we can't, but because we know better. With that, Vrek walked out of the bar, leaving the Grikna staring at his drink, suddenly realizing that some things in the galaxy were far more dangerous than they seemed. Theme: the story explores humanity's adaptability, resilience, and the dangerous consequences of underestimating them. It portrays humans as both fierce survivors and strategic masterminds, capable of turning even the most powerful empires to ruin if pushed too far.